People are asleep and dreaming.
If you're curious about the hairdresser these guys are talking about, I will point you to my disgraced boxing coach, Michael Briggs. For some reason, this stupid fucking loser and his dumb as rocks wife.
That's not being very friendly, iDubbbz. That's being mean and bullying.
Decided to go on the H3 podcast. They already spilled their guts. They were getting paid like $5,000 to go on this podcast.
I'm going to be sending you guys $5,000 for the bonus that you never got.
I think they were maybe afraid that they wouldn't get the money if they didn't thoroughly trash us. So them maybe thinking that they weren't trashing us hard enough, Michael Briggs decided to invoke the name of one of his presumably friends and say that Anissa was like thirsting after him.
Is everyone familiar with the term retcon?
She definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. Even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it.
For whatever it's worth, every time Michael Briggs, my disgraced boxing coach, would reference Gabe, he would always refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe. He couldn't help but refer to him as Gorgeous Gabe on the podcast.
I would call him Gorgeous Gabe.
He's a beautiful guy.
And you know, someone who's a boxing coach, who that's their career, that's their job, and to have someone at the status of iDubbbz, even though he's, you know, disgraced himself, calling you that on your multi-million channel YouTube page, you think you might be worried that someone like Ethan Klein is going to say, hey, would you like to sue iDubbbz for defaming you on blah, blah, blah? Actually, just calling out just all of this shit, where the other guy was saying what happened. This guy is actually just making all these, I don't know, I just think, you know, someone like Ethan Klein would finance that. You know, these guys asking for it.
Dude,
bro,
honestly, I'm telling you,
I was surprised how far he's taking that.
He keeps making the accusation.
Yep.
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna look into this. I'll pay for it because I know they're not in a position to pay for a defamation lawsuit. But if I pass it by the lawyer and they think that there's something interesting there, I'll fund it. You know, let's go.
Yeah, he's got tattoos. He's large. He's tan.
I don't call him that. My wife doesn't call him that. If you have some unresolved sexual tension or fantasies, whatever the fuck it is.
And it's always that too. It's like then you go for the homophobia thing. You try to turn shit on them, saying that they're the ones who want this guy, right?
You need to keep that shit to yourself and not project it onto other people. Absolute fucking creep weirdo. Now, I know a lot of this is very grotesque and obsessive. I would prefer if people didn't talk about me and my wife or other people in this way.
Like you just did.
I briefly want to talk about the concept of being a lolcow, because these fucking losers, they love the concept of like labeling someone a lolcow and then like bullying them and watching their life spiral out of control. They won't, you know, say as much. They'll just be like, yeah, we just do it for laughs. The whole thing's entertainment. It's just just innocent guys just having a laugh.
You like your content cop, you know, you going after people trying to, you know, ruin their careers and things. And yeah, if there's one thing I know is you shouldn't take a lolcow advice from a lolcow who has to look it up on Wiktionary.
Thankfully, Anissa and I are in a much safer and privileged position than many other people who are the targets of guys like this who want to bully them into submission. So now I want to look at two different clips from these guys. There is the fat one and his cohort.
That's not nice.
Who are listening to Anissa describe, like, essentially having a hard time online.
They were laughing at my dad for getting sick on some of these forums.
What did you think? What did you think? Because you shared it online?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Not only that, but, you know, she deserves it just for some of the shit that she said in the past. And it's like, you know, why is she safe just because she's stupid ass iDubbbz's wife? I mean, she's a fucking idiot. You know, she deserves everything she gets.
I think they probably even really believe the stuff that they're saying, but they know because it's extreme and like edgy that it will cause you mentally spiral like this. So that's why they do it. And you're
God, iDubbbz he didn't lose his edge. God, it's so edgy with a no way emoticon. Holy shit.
Telling them that it affects you. So guess what? They're going to keep doing it. This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
The whole time, he is not saying that he is a perpetrator of bullying her. What he's saying is that other people are doing that.
He's trying to explain having fun, and he can't get it right.
He is doing it actively. In this video, he is bullying Anissa. And in other videos, he's literally...
No, he's talking. He's not bullying. He's not outside your fucking door. He's not emailing it to you. He's not calling you saying this shit. He's saying it online. You could turn it off, you dumb fuck. How long before iDubbbz starts calling them incels? Is that going to happen?
So this is something that he's very familiar with. But for some reason, in this moment, he refuses to take any ownership of the fact that he is part of the problem.
Like, that's what people are going to do because they want to get a reaction out of you. So that's why they do it. And you're telling them that it affects you.
He doesn't want to admit it. And it makes you...
Well, he's talking about Anissa complaining about having people talk about her father. He wasn't the one talking about him at the time. He's not the one she was addressing. So why would he make it all about himself? He's going to say they. He's going to say it in those terms. This is a fucking idiot right here.
Makes you wonder why. And we get a little window into that at the end of the clip.
This is how the internet works. It shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
He says in this moment, it shouldn't be. Why the fuck do you think he says it shouldn't be? Could that be because it's wrong and it's a mean, evil thing to do?
Yeah, like when you called him the fat one. That was a mean, evil thing to do, iDubbbz.
To acknowledge that someone is suffering and deciding that you are going to attack them online continuously for the thing that they are, either insecure or struggling with. It's plain as day that he's part of the problem, but he fucking refuses, like a coward does, to take any responsibility for him being...
Yeah, iDubbbz made his whole start picking on people. And yeah, Kickstarter crap, which is going and making fun of people for sometimes just being honest people trying to sell something, and he wants to go and shit on them for their dreams or whatever. And then, yeah, content cop, because you don't like the content they make. It's up to you, some reason, to go after them.
Part of the problem. I don't think a lot of these commentary channels want to be held to a higher standard. I think they want to comment on the strategy of things.
If they were talking about a higher standard of content, maybe. But we're talking about fucking lolcow. We're not talking about the president. We're not talking about senators. We're not talking about, people who are important. We're talking about these fucking idiots right here.
And they don't want to reveal too much of their own morals or principles. This next guy is the perfect example of what I'm describing.
Airsoft fatty. Oh, yes.
Critical.
I mean, he went after him just because he's a fucking lolcow. And he had no genuine hope to make this guy's life better. He did it to make his own channel better. He made it to fill his own pocket.
Of me talking to a therapist. And by the way, that wasn't even a therapy session.
Who the fuck cares if it was an official therapy setting? You went on as fucking... I don't know what the fuck he's going to say here, but it's not a fucking therapy session. Okay. You still filmed yourself talking to a therapist crying like a fucking bitch.
I just happened to cry in that moment.
You just happened to cry in that moment. I've never said those fucking words ever.
And I was like, this might be able to communicate authenticity. So I'll include it.
And then you thought that was going to be the case. You thought people were going to take that. Oh, this guy is crying like a little fucking bitch, saying how jealous he is of H3 having a relationship that he can have his wife on air with him and it not collapse into just fucking utter chaos. That's not only, of course, jealousy, wanting what H3 has and then trying to ruin the man because you can't have it.
Goes on a podcast with a therapist and gets extremely real with him, which is a profoundly stupid idea. Like eating with your mouth full on camera. He of all people should know better than to go on a therapist's podcast and vent about his very real problems on a public forum like that, because people will use that information against him. Like this.
The same person live streamed his own therapy.
Oh, look how fucking edgy he is. He called Turkish Tom. Oh shit. This is the new content cop. This is gonna fucking change everything. He's Turkish Tomish now.
Session where he actually cried.
If you're gonna be a hater ass bitch, take it the full way. Take responsibility for having the opinion that crying online is pathetic and weak. Don't say I am the enlightened centrist and other people are gonna make fun of you for that.
Well, at the end, he doesn't understand even like, you know, comedy at all anymore. I mean, that is something you would say. It's, you know, you say that, you know, people are going to do this. You're going to do this just like I'm doing. And that's exactly what he said. What is he like? Just thought cop? That's what it is. It's fucking thought cop. You're not supposed to think these things about him, or you're going to have things happen to you. Again, left wing, you shouldn't have guns. And if you do have guns, we're going to get our guns and shoot you.
Because people will use that information against
They're all going to
him.
laugh at you.
People
They're all
will use
going to
the
laugh at
information
you.
against me. Who's people? I'm pretty sure you're people. You're the one who's playing this fucking clip. You're the one
But that's what he said. Like this one.
who's making this video called the most toxic wife. I don't know why these fucking pussies don't accept the full troll mask. They're acting as if being sincere is impossible to do online. It's not impossible. It's difficult in the situation that Anissa and I are in.
Difficult because you're fucking cucked ass loser who shouldn't be doing this anymore.
So you making this claim that we are like unaware what happens when Anissa talks about her dad who has Alzheimer's or me crying, like we're very aware that that is going to be viewed as gay and be made fun of by people.
I don't think you do, because if you did, you wouldn't make a stupid ass video like this. Sounds like that you were caught completely unaware, that all you do is sit and seethe all day watching dumbasses like myself make fun of you.
Like you.
And it's got to be here. Someone has seen this video already. He's going to call people incels and how, you know, he's married and they're obviously not, you know, you've never had a girlfriend.
Now I'm going to react to a couple of these random creators who have made videos or statements about Anissa and I, just to give you a taste of what an average is. And additionally, like in making some of those videos, it just attracts a certain type of person where they're like, I'm going to list off a bunch of people I consider lolcows or people who are mentally like disabled, and I'm going to tell you to make fucking documentaries about them. And then in that case, like, I'm not fucking doing that. You seeing that happen right now with World of T-shirts? There's a lot of people who think they're like doing it responsibly or respectfully. And it's
who the hell's making content about World of T-shirts saying it's respectful?
Just hell. It's just like, what the fuck is any of this shit?
Bro, what is going on? Anissa legitimately convinced him his entire being as a person is bad.
Did I once say my entire being is bad? You're allowed to be critical of yourself and the content you're making. You would
and you're allowed to make assumptions about a dumbass on the internet, right?
benefit from being a little critical of the content you're making. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, actually comment on what I was talking about. Do you agree or
Yeah, you have to make fun of him the way he wants to be made fun of, goddammit.
disagree with a statement that you should be making videos and documentaries about people who are mentally disabled because you are encouraged by your fan base to do so? Do you agree with that? Maybe engage with the prompt.
And fellas, and even fellettes, all right? Never, just listen up, all right? Never let your partner actually change you this much. Never let them convince you that you are so bad as a person, like everything you do, the way you act, everything you believe is bad, and you must agree to their way of life, everything they do. Obviously,
why do you think that she thinks everything I do is bad?
Because it seems like once she became present and people knew about her, you changed everything about yourself. You went from supposedly being a content creator that people enjoyed the content of to this very bland, boring. I don't know if you had a script writer back then, because apparently you're now saying that you haven't changed. This is always the way you have always been. You just changed a couple of opinions. Then someone was writing the shit for you. Someone was making the comedy. They were coaching you to be like an actor, basically, because the real iDubbbz is terrible.
I'm like, man, these people have fucking drank the Kool-Aid to a disgusting degree.
obviously, if there's legitimate criticism taken into account or whatever, but this is legitimately tragic. He cannot be proud of a single thing he's ever done in his entire life. He just feels guilty about all of it because of Anissa.
Dude, I'm proud of plenty of things. I'm not just going to go on stream and declare it. Like, what do you, like, it's so...
God, he's so fucking... He's a fucking circle talker. Try to talk in circles and just try to, you know, get rid of the actual points. I mean, I'll make a fucking point. The time he went to that African-American lady and apologized, and it turned out he was apologizing for something that she mistook him for saying, and it was actually a different content creator that said the thing. I can't remember which content creator it was that actually said the thing, and this was discovered before the apology. He still went ahead and apologized basically for the white race. He apologized for something someone else said. And if that's not worthy of criticism.
Boring. Like, I don't want to talk about how proud I am of making the Airsoft Fatty documentary. Like, do you...
The Airsoft Fatty documentary sucked. It was only funny because it had fucking tards in it, fucking around, hitting each other.
You guys really need me to
really
fucking bloviate
say
about
anything.
how I really enjoyed following the narrative structure of a fatty
Word
battling
salad
with his friends in Battle Creek.
It was my opinion that some of your content in the past was actually good before. It was actually logical. You made some good points. You don't need to feel so bad about every single thing. You know, maybe you did some bad shit. You said some slurs. That shit was bad. Whatever.
Dude, I know. I just, this is so frustrating.
This should have been a phone call.
Like, a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about are going to be
he ain't a fucking man,
upsetting, or they're going to be a downer to you. That's interesting. A lot of the things that these commentators are commenting on is they're saying like, oh my gosh, that would crush me basically if my wife described me in that way or said that about me. And it's like, okay, it would hurt you. You're feeling bad through me. You think that I'm feeling those same feelings that you're feeling.
Remember, you gained empathy. Empathy, you know, you get it? You see someone living like this, being treated like this, whether he can see it or not, you feel bad for him. No matter how disgusting he's become, actually saying these things, you know, trying to make it completely clear that Anissa had nothing to do with any of this downfall.
Because I'm sensing this guy is being his own version of sincere, because I honestly think I don't know how old this guy is, but I'm going to say a teenager, a teenage commentary YouTuber. I'm going to say that their version of sincere is going to look very different than mine.
Oh, God.
I'll take what I can get right now from this guy. When I'm giving...
Yeah, he's just a teenager. He's fucking nothing. I mean, this is iDubbbz. He's a man. I mean, he's got stuff that none of you will ever have. He's got a wife. Hopefully they never have fucking kids. That just cannot happen. They cannot influence another life. Bad enough that there's people following him online still.
I'm on my wife.
No thoughts of his own. That's what I'm wondering. Who in the hell scripted all of the content cop and all of the, you know, the Kickstarter crap and, you know, all the other shit, you know, because if it wasn't him, I mean, I guess he's a good actor if he's able to act so that people, you know, thought he was interesting enough.
I don't need to say that she's controlling me. This is very off base. People who are in relationships, they communicate, they talk. This is just the reality of getting in a relationship and becoming more enmeshed. Really? Like it happens. You know, if we eventually have a kid together, like, it's very important that we're on the same page and that we communicate. I know it might feel like you have some outsider insight, but it is just very wrong.
Outsider insight? What? Yeah, it's very he's just very brown. Everything is brown about him. Skin grease looks brown. Everything he wears is brown. Just the fucking half of a wood fence behind him is brown. So yeah, he wants to point out that the people talking about him as teenagers or fat, or, you know, they can't have what he has. They can't never have a relationship. And he's a teenager, so he couldn't have all of the life experience that this piece of shit has had. You know, all the jobs and career choices he's made, all of the big money deals he's made, and, you know, up that corporate ladder. Yeah, he's done all that.
I feel very free to speak my truth. Yeah, I agree.
You say shit like that.
Do you want to know why this shit makes me so mad? Because there was a point in time back in OnlyFans season 1 where I was like, dude, iDubbbz is the fucking man. Such a chill guy. So down to earth. Loved meeting him in real life.
And it was
Loved
fake.
playing games with him. This guy was the fucking man.
I think Tectone is remembering this in a kind of a weird way. It seems like he's very nostalgic and happy about it. He's being very over the top of how epic I was.
That was over the top?
By this time, everyone had like decided that Anissa controls my
Was it because he did this? Was that the over the top part?
life and that I'm a beta male soy cuck boy. So it actually is very funny that he's coming out now saying like, man, he was the man just 2 years ago. It's like, dude, the fucking...
Well, you're talking about compliments from Tectone. Settle down.
cat was out of the bag 2 years ago. Also, it's weird because I didn't play games with him other than we were in the same guild. I don't know.
Well, doesn't that count as like playing games with people? Right?
I think he's just trying to add on to this narrative that the internet likes.
How many times has he said narrative in this video so far?
Of
a lot.
Man, he used to be so awesome. He was so cool.
Got a case of you got a case of the UIS's, all right. You used to be something. You used to have talent.
By that fucking bitch.
If it wasn't her, you know, I guess maybe you both just fucking sucked.
Content creators of all time. And to see that this is what he became. And if he just would have remained true to himself, he wouldn't have ended up this husk of a man he is today, and probably would have way more viewers and wouldn't having to be making content that he hates for money. It's just...
This is such fucking cope, man. Like, hearing tech...
Yeah, this whole video
This is such fucking cope, man.
Right there.
Like, hearing Tectone say it, it's just like, it's reminding me how many times I've heard this fucking script. These people can...
See, he admits it right there. He reads from a script.
Not fathom that the based epic N-word guy...
He just called himself based again. You've now sunk to the level of DSP, calling yourself based.
Has changed his mind over time. It's got to be a woman's pussy or Hassan. I think if they accept that I came to that decision on my own, they have to reckon with some demons of their own. Like, it's hard to accept the fact that I've taken this journey and it's not one I regret. It's actually one that I've felt better after doing.
Calling people incels when the first woman he met literally destroyed, like took over his life and destroyed him, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is your own theory or if it's just like implanted in your brain from all the other hate videos, but Anissa is not the first person or not the first woman I've met. I've met plenty of other women. She's certainly not the first woman I've dated. And certainly not the first woman I've had sex with.
Now that right there is cope. They took, what, a month finally answer this rumor that everybody has kind of sort of confirmed, that people really close to him have confirmed. And so now he's just going to go, wait, I mean, he might as well. I mean, he's a fucking liar anyways. I mean, you can retcon things all you want, but they're still lies. You can try to make them the new truth, but they're still fucking lies. And so, and that's the one thing that he always tries to use as an excuse, that you guys don't like Anissa because she's a woman and you guys are all incels. It doesn't work when you're a fucking old guy like me who's been married, is married, and fucking knows what it's like to just see people getting destroyed by their spouses. Not just men with women, but you know, there's been plenty of women who have tried to change themselves and become stupid assholes to try to please their men in their life.
But I will admit that she is the first woman I married. Also, there are a lot of grown men out there who were outraged to find out that I changed my last name from Washburn to Jama.
Again, I don't think it was outrage. I think it was funny. I think people laughed at you. Maybe it's not the best thing to laugh at, but I think it's funny.
When I married Anissa,
I believe, according to Anissa, again, we don't just make these things up. They come from either a dumbass or his hooker. We get this information from them. She said that she just couldn't handle having that kind of a shitty last name just because it sounded like I guess hillbilly, redneck, Washburn. So she was not going to take his last name. Now, I'm a modern man. You know, if I got divorced and got married again and my wife didn't want to take my last name, I don't give a shit. I figure you're fucking temporary anyways, so you might as well save me the fucking trouble of having you running around afterwards with my fucking last name. So, but I'm not changing my fucking name. No.
Last name, taking Anissa's last name, taking your wife's last name.
I think some of these people think I'm trying to push a woke agenda or some shit, but I don't give a fuck what anyone does with their own last names. This is what I chose to do because I like her last name better. When my rancid boxing coach and his wife decided to go on the free podcast.
Yeah, I mean, like, we were also promised a bonus on CC1 and we never got it. But because Michael was so nice, he didn't want to, like, make Ian feel uncomfortable and ask Ian and Nisa about it.
And I was always under the assumption that there was no bonus because even though he told me there was a bonus, he then disappeared for 6 months and I never saw him. So I was like, was there a bonus or was there not a bonus?
There was never a bonus. I never spoke to these losers about a bonus. I was paying these.
Sure is salty. Just fucking calling them straight out fucking losers. They didn't come on that podcast saying, hey, we're here to talk about a fucking loser. I mean, this is salt. Salt, salt, salt.
people an hourly rate to do the job that I asked for them to do. This fucking loser with the beard got paid $32,000 for training an influencer to box, and she got paid $9,000 to film some of it. Don't have any text messages or emails or contracts that have anything to do with bonus money because that conversation didn't happen. They are lying to Ethan and his crew, and they're lying to the audience.
How is it that we put on this great event? We raised $1.3 million for charity, and he promised us a bonus. And then right after the event, he just kind of pretend like he's too busy to check in with us.
Too busy to check in with you? I don't need to fucking check in with you. You're not my parents. But like, what?
This is a very bad take. Just his fucking attitude about this. I don't gotta check in with you. It's because, you know, that they probably were, I don't know how hard, don't want to say starstruck, but you were somewhat of a big deal in the small little internet world then. And yeah, they probably don't want to sit there and call and bother you and say, hey, what about that bonus you were talking about? You know? And I'm sure this dumbass probably said some shit like that about saying, you know, if we do good, you know, you guys, we're going to get a big bonus and all this stuff. And of course, nothing's on paperwork. And that's why you're saying the shit you're saying. You've got no text messages. You've got no contract because you were just talking shit, trying to please people, trying to win friends. And oh, Jesus.
What the fuck are you talking
Stinky
about?
fuck.
You weren't promised a bonus. I was doing my own shit. Why the fuck would I want to spend my time with you when I'm filming a show with Dax Flame?
He's so much
you guys
better
are
than
fucking
them.
losers.
You confronted about that? You asked them, or you didn't want to
I just let it be.
Because I'm the same.
If it was promised to you, if this imaginary bonus was promised to you, that should give you a lot of confidence to at least say, bonus? That's potentially a lot of money for you. Surely it makes sense to at least inquire if it was promised to you, right? Because I'd been consistently paying you day after day for all the work you were doing. So if I never missed a payment for you and your wife and a bonus was promised at some point, then don't you think it would be pretty fucking obvious and apparent that you should text me, hey, what?
Maybe because you didn't put it in writing. They knew that you were a piece of shit even back then because they got to know you during that. And so after it's all said and done, they know you're not going to pay. So why are they going to even fucking try?
About that bonus? Of course, but there was no bonus because you're fucking lying. Like, fuck these crooked people. They came on this podcast. They used this bonus thing as some sort of like weird exchange of like, yeah, we can't go on the podcast and just talk blatant shit about our clients. So what we're instead going to do is pretend like we were stiffed by our clients after they promised us a windfall of cash.
So you're saying what happened. So that's exactly what they did. And you're, I guess, willing to go to court saying that, you know, you're actually accusing people of making up all this stuff.
I'll pay for it because I know they're not in a position to pay for a defamation lawsuit. But if I pass it by the lawyer and they think that there's something interesting there, I'll fund it.
How did that go again?
About our clients. So what we're instead going to do is pretend like we were stiffed by our clients after they promised.
I mean, it almost sounds like a King Cobra thing. The trolls be like, we're going to do this.
Us a windfall of cash. There's so many other truthful things that they could have focused on the podcast that would have made me look like a bitch to a certain, you know, sector of the internet.
Oh.
One of those things being me crying after a tough sparring session. Like, that's truthful.
Did you say he cried?
We had to have a meeting.
So after that, so he was crying.
So this right here is not bullying. This is not bullying. Zooming in to this child bride's face, by the way. This lady was married off when she was a fucking kid. Basically sold. So let's all make fun of her.
At the gym.
It's okay to cry.
So after that,
look at that.
He was
not bullying.
At the gym.
It's okay to cry, but it's not okay for him to cry. Now, to the crew of the H3 podcast, I have something important to say. I think you are all pieces of shit. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for this episode of iDubbbz Complains. If you want to hear me complaining live in your ears, particularly today, if you're watching this video the day it comes out, go and check out
Fuck off.